Well, well, well. Grief is back, and here I am reviewing an original field upgrade that is beloved by many. Welcome to Dark Flare. Hello, I'm Mr. L, and today we're going to be taking a look at the field upgrade, Dark Flare. This one's funny because, for those unfamiliar, this field upgrade was weak as hell on launch. But after a couple of buffs, Dark Flare has become extremely viable in Black Ops 6. But is it as good as people make it out to be, or am I being a little bit too cautious? Well, let's not waste any time, and let's finally take a look at Dark Flare. Unlocked at level 20, Dark Flare is a simple field upgrade. Once fully charged up after killing zombies or getting a full power-up drop, Dark Flare upon activation will fire off a giant flare beam that will incinerate any zombie it touches, which does apply to all special and elite enemies as well. But here's something interesting to note. Dark Flare does more damage the higher the round you are. So if you're on round 55 plus and you see an amalgam or horde of enemies, pop Dark Flare and torch them off the face of the earth. Dark Flare as a whole is an amazing field upgrade for both the early and late game. It's great for handling large hordes of zombies, and for dealing with special and elite enemies in the high rounds, and for taking down certain boss fights in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Although I do recommend being careful using Dark Flare, as zombies can still hit you while Dark Flare is active, so make sure to keep your distance against the undead so you don't get attacked by the zombies.
Strong enough to have it all? Too weak to take it!
It's really impressive how Dark Flare was a weak as shit field upgrade on launch, and got 2 great buffs, and now it can deal amazing damage all around. Just a good sight to see. However, I must say, the augments of Dark Flare offer quite a good amount of gameplay variety when using the field upgrade. So, without further ado, let's review the augments of Dark Flare and see how good they fare against the undead in BO6. Your first minor augment you'll unlock is Broad Beam. This augment increases the size of the beam. The range of the Dark Flare beam is also increased as well, going from 2 meters to 3 meters. Basically, this augment makes it so that you can hit more zombies at once and increases the area of effect. This augment without a doubt is very cool, but I find it a bit underwhelming. Sure, it can hit more zombies at once with the larger beam, but bear in mind that Dark Flare is already strong as is, so equipping this augment would make the field upgrade even more overkill than it already is. I definitely say try this augment out if you love putting the kill and overkill, but don't expect anything crazy as the other 2 minor augments on the list are much more unique and straightforward for Dark Flare. But hey, this augment is still pretty enjoyable for what it can do. The first major augment you'll unlock is called Extension, which basically means it'll increase the duration of your Dark Flare by a couple of seconds. Which doesn't sound much on paper, but when handling the large hordes of zombies, it's just enough to kill any leftover stragglers in the play space. And if you're dealing with any of the special or elite enemies, you can take care of them with such ease. It should go without saying that everyone should try out Extension on Dark Flare as soon as they unlock this augment, as this augment will be a perfect extended tool for wiping the floor against the zombies. The second minor augment you'll unlock is called Heavy Shadow, and no, not the hedgehog from Sonic. This augment, when equipped, will make it so that the Dark Flare beam can slow down any enemies that come into contact with said beam. And when I say enemies, this does include the special and elite enemies as well, which is so damn good. Heavy Shadow is pretty much the answer for slowing down and incinerating the zombies with a Dark Flare beam once you have to deal with the super sprinters for the high rounds of Black Ops 6. I'm personally not a big user of this augment, but even I can't deny how amazing this one is for the late game. If you're a high rounder, try out Heavy Shadow to give the undead a slow burn to hell with Dark Flare. The second major augment unlocked is Supernova. This augment's function is rather unique. It replaces the beam with a purple sphere of doom that damages nearby enemies as it travels. The purple sphere does explode at the end of Dark Flare's duration, which is basically the Hurricane Tesla gun from World War II Zombies. Okay, I'm sorry, this augment is so fucking bad. If you can't tell, I hate this augment with every molecule in my body. It sucks for crowd control, and I feel like you kill less zombies with it. And the orb somehow moves slower than Lightning Larry Luciano, for God's sake.
He's almost a quarter of the way there.
Some defenders of this augment will be like, it's actually meant for crowd control, but literally the regular version of Dark Flare can do just that, but even better. Just don't bother with this terrible augment. You got much better options out there at Dark Flare, and unlike this augment, the other augments of Dark Flare are actually effective. The third minor augment you'll unlock is called Extra Charge, and which is exactly what it says on the tin. You'll have an extra charge to use on Dark Flare, which I cannot deny, this is my favorite minor augment for Dark Flare. I know the other augments are technically better, but I'm a simple man. I like carrying 2 total charges for Dark Flare, because let's be fair here. If you finish off one horde of zombies with 1 charge of Dark Flare, you got yourself a second charge to handle the special and elite enemies. And with how long it takes to charge up Dark Flare, Extra Charge is perfect for having 2 charges of Dark Flare ready. Try this one out if you love having 2 charges of Dark Flare ready on standby. The final and third major augment unlocked is called Dark Pact. This augment turns the beam into a healing beam that can revive other players on contact, or regenerate an ally's health to full upon contact with said beam. And yes, this augment can still kill the undead, of course. Here's some good news at least. Quick Revive does affect Dark Pact's time to revive downed players, but you need to keep the beam on contact with your downed ally for the full duration of the revive. Which, can I say, trying to keep a steady Dark Flare beam to revive a downed ally can be tricky as hell if you're trying to revive somebody with Dark Flare. And if you move the beam on accident, you'll have to realign the beam on the downed player to start your revive all over again. And on top of that, you have a very limited window to use your Dark Flare on your downed ally, as if you run out of time with Dark Flare, your Dark Flare will be put away, and you'll have to revive your teammate manually. Which, if you ask me, is a giant kick in the balls.
Man, check.
Despite those small issues, Dark Pact is a ton of fun to run in BO6 Zombies, especially in Grief. If you run the minor augment Extra Charge, having 2 charges of Dark Pact for Dark Flare is nothing short of amazing. If you want to utilize Dark Pact to the fullest, use Dark Flare to revive your ally first, and then use remaining bits of Dark Flare to kill any fodder zombies that are surrounding you. Dark Pact may not be all that perfect, but dear god, the amount of fun I had recording gameplay for it was nothing short of fantastic. It goes without saying, everyone should try out Dark Pact on Dark Flare when they get the chance, as this augment will be a good zombie repellent, but will also make you a great healer on the field. In the end, Dark Flare and most of its augments are just the best in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Dark Flare on its own is already fantastic for what it can do, but the augment combinations like Broad Beam and Extension, or Extra Charge and Dark Pact will give the player enough variety with different styles of play for Dark Flare. I became a Dark Flare fan once it got its proper damage buffs, but the augments made me really appreciate its various playstyles. And with the return of Grief, it gives Dark Flare and the field upgrade and its augments in general a lot more variety and range to use in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and Grief as well. It goes without saying, everyone should definitely try out Dark Flare and its augments when you get the chance, as this field upgrade will be the perfect horde disintegrator in Black Ops 6 Zombies. That concludes my review of Dark Flare. Hope you all love this review, and join me next time, where I'll be covering the Grakova. Until then, this is Mr. L, checking out.